I'm Leah. I'm from Vermont in the northern US. I came to Hallormsstaðaskóli because I wanted to do textile studies when I was an undergrad, but the COVID-19 pandemic happened and I wasn't able to come here. So I just did it when I graduated. I did something different for undergrad. I did cartooning. So I have a lot of interest in textile creation, I guess, and different ways of making textiles. And so I was very excited to come here and learn new ways of doing that. I know how to knit, but I didn't know how to weave. So that was a very exciting workshop for me to be able to weave on a big loom. And I also knew how to spin when I came here, but I was able to spin with Icelandic wool, which is very different from the wool I'm used to spinning with. It was a great treat to be able to spin with Icelandic wool. It's very, very nice. As far as job opportunities go, post-graduation from this program, I got a job. I got hired a few months ago. I haven't started yet, at a wool mill in my home state. So I'm very excited to be doing that and to be able to participate in wool and textiles in that way. The mill I'm working for is also very community oriented. They go to a lot of wool festivals and markets and stuff like that. They're part of trying to bring the wool trade back to Vermont. It collapsed in the state in the about 100 years ago, and it all moved out west. But people are having sheep again, and they're doing hobby farming, and they need somewhere to process the wool so it doesn't go to waste. So that's where Junction Fiber Mill, where I'll be working, comes into play, and I'm very, very excited to be part of that. And I do believe my education here led directly to me being able to get that job. That I know a lot about wool mills from Uppspani Mini Mill came here, and we talked to them, and knowing a lot about the wool market in Iceland, I think will also be useful in that job to know kind of how wool prices work and all of that. But yeah, I guess viewing sustainability more as a community exercise and a supply chain exercise rather than an individual practice. That it's much more, and that a lot of the things that I see in many small towns, at least in the US, are sustainable practices that we don't use that word for. It's just how we do things, because you gotta when you live somewhere that's rural and out of the way. So that there are a lot of sustainable community practice that already exist in the world that people don't necessarily know about or have not brought to their communities yet. Since I'm from the United States, getting here was a little bit difficult, because if you're from the US, you can get a student visa. You can just have that. You can just be here for 90 days. Unfortunately, the semester here runs longer than 90 days, as do most semesters. So I had to get a student residence permit, which is extremely complicated. And if you are from the US and you want to come here, I highly recommend it. It's very, very cool. But I would recommend finding an Icelandic immigration lawyer to help you out with all of the paperwork and things. I think it was worth it, though. I got to be here for a year. So I guess the hardest part of this program will be getting all of the things that I made back home. So I made a lot of stuff, and I'm very proud of the work I did here.